Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Miracle Mindset Monday for this week. So, before we get started with the cards this week, we're coming in to the Mercury retrograde. And, there's a lot of different superstitions about it. There's a lot of different ways to look at the Mercury retrograde. Some people will say, oh, well, it's the worst time, it's this, it's that. All Mercury retrograde really represents is an energy, is a frequency. And that energy and frequency is all about reevaluating, and just a lot of reads, just looking at things, rebirth, reanalysis. And so it's really a great invitation this week, to, not only this week, but through the whole entire retrograde, to really look and say, okay, what is it that I need to get rid of, or what is it that I need to reevaluate in my life? And really doing that from a space not of, again, but doing it from that space of, I am excited to really get to re-look at these things and reevaluate them, doing it from a sense of joy, a sense of happiness, a sense of, I get to renew my life instead of, oh man, I have to look at this. This is so hard. This is so tenuous. Nope. Instead, we do it with that sense of excitement. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to thank you for being here. If you feel like sharing, you're more than welcome to. And just remember that our Miracle Mindset Monday is a generalized reading for the week. There are no personalized readings. If you're interested in your own personalized reading, you're more than welcome to go visit my website, awakeningmiracles.org. So for this week, we're going to be pulling from the Frequency Tarot, giving us the overall frequency for this week. Then we're going to be looking at the Nature's Whisper deck, giving us a little bit more information about the week. And then we will be going to the Gateway Oracle, which is going to be giving us the affirmations and journal prompts we can use for this week. So let's go ahead and let's get started with the Frequency Tarot and just seeing what is the frequency or frequencies that we need to work with for this week. All right. So we already have our beautiful frequencies here. Oh, okay. So we have two. And let's see if we can have just one more frequency. Oh, okay, so we actually have two more frequencies. Oh, wow. I love when Spirit kind of gives me these messages and they and they correlate perfectly to something I've just said. So remember, I just talked about the Mercury retrograde, right? Well, here we go. Our very first card is nurture. So this is a really great opportunity this week to really nurture yourself, to really allow yourself to be nurtured as well. So this is a week of like self-love. This is a week of allowing yourself to have that and looking at any blocks or reevaluating your self-care. Now, what I really mean by that is, when it comes to self-care, there is a stigma that it is, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, maybe getting like a facial or going to have a spa day. Remember, self-care and nurturing has nothing to do with anyone else. It really doesn't even have anything to do with your body. What it has everything to do with is what really helps to nurture your soul. What makes your soul feel alive? So this week, really looking for that. What makes my soul feel alive? What blocks do I have to that self-care? Then we have organization. Okay, we have organization. So it's asking us to really get clarity on our beliefs. It's asking us not only that, but to also get organized in our personal spaces. Remember, Mercury retrograde. Reevaluate, reorganize. So that's really the beautiful invitation here. Then As we do that, we are going to be practicing that non-attachment. We're going to be willing to look at things from a non-judgmental point of view. If you didn't catch my live that I did about the M word, which was meditation, meditation is nothing more than being the observer of your thoughts, not attaching to them. It's like cloud watching. If you watch a cloud, you watch one, and then it kind of moves out of your, out of your view, and then you watch another one. You don't drive it. You don't get in your car and try to chase the one cloud you're watching. You just let it go. And so that's what this non-attachment is. It's really an invitation to allow yourself to detach, to say, okay, do I need this anymore? Do I need this idea? Do I need this thing? Any of that. And as we do that, we really get to return to our source. And returning to our source means to me that we are returning to the essential essence of who we are. We're really kind of getting past all of that old beliefs and all of those old stories, and we're remembering that which we are, which is an eternal being of love, light, joy, happiness, prosperity. That's what we are. And so this week, we're really asked to nurture ourselves. We're asked to get organized. We're asked to, as we're getting organized, we're asked to detach. We're asked to really just practice that non-attachment and looking at things from that objective viewpoint. As we look at it from an objective viewpoint, what we're doing is we're reinitializing or reconnecting with the truth of who we are, because the truth of who we are has really no need, if you will, for things, objects, or outdated ideas. The truth of who we are is eternal, and it is always in that state of perfect harmony with all things. So that is just the general frequencies that we are going to be working with this week. So now let's go to the Nature's Whisper deck, and let's see how is it that we can really begin to work with that energy. Like, what are the practical ways of doing so? So let's see what the Nature's Whisper deck has for us. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, beautiful. 1, 2. Okie doke, and 3. And 4. I just love how they are this beautiful reflection of the cards we just pulled. So our first card is new experiences and possibilities. So we're really looking at how is it that we can move into something new. Like, what's something that you've really wanted to experience, but you've just never given yourself the permission to do? So we're really asked this week to pursue new experiences and new possibilities, keeping our minds open to them instead of closed. As we do that, we're going to keep our dreams alive. We're really going to allow ourselves to dream a bigger dream, or even to reignite an old dream that, maybe we put on the shelf because, we said, I don't have enough time for it. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. And so we're really going to be allowing ourselves to do that. And the way that these two cards come beautifully together with nurturing and organization. So the organization is helping us to get into these new experiences, and keeping your dreams alive. It's a way of nurturing ourselves, nurturing, that inner child, that inner wonder, that inner dreamer, because all too often, and I can speak from personal experience, we don't dream big enough. We think a dream is, $1 million. $1 million. Why would you stop at $1 million? Why not 250 million? Why not 350 million? Why not having a life of joy, happiness, and freedom? We don't dream big enough. And not only do we not dream big enough, oftentimes we let go of our dreams. and we let go of these, inklings in our hearts that just kind of keep on coming up, and we just keep on pushing them away. We need to be willing to say, okay, from a place of non-attachment and really looking at it so that we can make a fresh approach, that we can really look at it differently. We can allow ourselves to look at it differently. So this fresh approach, how can we begin to go into new experiences? How can we show up as our best self, as our true self? And that means showing up authentically, showing up as the truth of who you are. Not only in, keeping your dreams alive, but in every experience. How can you show up as you? Not as someone else, not wearing a mask, not putting on a facade, but just showing up as the truth of who you are. How can you begin to do that this week? What's a step that you can take? What's a new experience that you've always wanted to try, but always felt too afraid to? So then let's go to the Gateway Oracle, which is going to give us some journaling questions that we can ask ourselves for this week. OMG. So I love it. I love it. Our very first card, it was just on the bottom and it just fits perfectly. Taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. So that's our very first card. That's without even shuffling. So then let's go ahead and let's take a look at that card before we shuffle and see the rest of our messages. So this one is taking action. Let's see the questions, that we can ask ourselves. In what area of my life should I take an action? What blocks me from acting, and how can I overcome this? What is the most direct action that will yield the greatest results? And I also want to add in here, just because it is the Mercury retrograde, in what area of my life should I reevaluate? In what area of my life do I need to reorganize? What is blocking me from reorganizing? What is blocking me from reassessing? And how could I overcome this? What is the best way that I can yield to the greatest results? So beautiful questions there. Let's see what other beautiful messages we have for this week. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this card says embracing the future, but we're going to change it. We're going to say embracing the now. I step into the now with an open heart. Absolutely beautiful. I step into the now with an open heart. So let's go ahead and let's read the questions for this one. And remember, these are questions that you can write down, you can ask yourself, and really begin to write them down. Because when you write them down, what you're doing is you're naming it and you're claiming it. And that's really the only way that we can deal with things, is by naming them and claiming them. Because if you don't name it, you don't claim it, how are you ever going to know what it is? Because consciously or subconsciously you'll know what it is, but consciously you'll be like, I don't know. I don't know what's blocking me. When subconsciously you know exactly what it is, it's just you're afraid to admit it. So these are questions that are going to help you to admit to yourself what you're unwilling to say out loud. So what is happening in my now moment? If I'm not satisfied with my now, what do I need to reevaluate? What is my greatest contribution to my now moment? So then our last card is embarking on an adventure. I savor the wonders of the world. So this is a beautiful invitation to, it's not so much the world out here, it's the world in here. How can you begin to embark on an adventure within yourself? Because that's, once again, what the Mercury retrograde is all about. It's all about embracing and embarking on that inner adventure so that you can really see what's blocking you from having the beautiful, wonderful life that you deserve. What's blocking you from nurturing yourself? What's blocking you from embracing your dreams and keeping those dreams alive and having those beautiful new experiences? So let's see. Embarking. Here it is. What is the best adventure for me at this time? What has kept me from seeking it in the past? What future adventures do I desire? Absolutely beautiful questions that we can begin to ask ourselves. And so there actually is one more deck. I actually have it out for a different reason, but I really want to pull from it because I just feel like there's just one more card, and it's from the Ascended Masters deck that would like to come out for this week. And then right after this, I'll be going live on my ACIM support group, and we'll be reading lesson 277. Beautiful. All right. So the card that is here is this beautiful card that is all about your ability to see. Okay. So we're looking at things from a new perspective. I know the card says, you are seeing things accurately, but what I want to invite us to do is instead use the Eye of Horus, or the concept of the Eye of Horus, to really get that objective viewpoint, looking at things from that bird's eye view this week. And instead of just, swooping in and taking things up, I really want to invite you instead, look at things from that bird's eye view first, then ask, what is the action step as you're looking at it from that bird's eye view as the observer instead of the subjective experiencer. So really beautiful this week. We're asked to nurture ourselves. We are asked to really organize, so reassess, reevaluate, renew. We're asked to do that from a state of non-attachment so that we may return to our source. We can return to the truth of who we are. As we do that, we really get this opportunity to have new experiences and possibilities. We get a chance, as we're organizing, as we're returning to the truth of who we are, we get this opportunity to look back at our old dreams and really be like, okay, do I want to keep this dream alive? And how can I begin to keep this dream alive? How can I reinvigorate this dream? As I do that, we get this beautiful, fresh approach because we are coming from an authentic place. We're not coming from a place of I have to. We're coming from that authenticity. As we come from that authenticity, we are going to take those action steps from that bird's eye view. We're going to embark on a beautiful adventure, and we're going to embrace the now moment. So that is our generalized reading for the week. I thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for sharing. And I thank you so much for really being the presence of the alternative within the world, being the light that you are. I thank you for that. And I just want to wish you a beautiful rest of your week. Enjoy your week, and you can always come back here or go to my website to look for inspiration for the week. Bye for now.